Welcome back to another video. It's Bradford City v Mansfield Town match reaction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. After a 1-1 draw at home, 3 draws in a row, barely scoring goals. Was the performance good? Yeah, but we didn't get the result because again we've conceded in the 90 plus minute. From what I remember, we've conceded. I think that's our 4th now in 90 plus minutes. We conceded one against Swindon today. We've conceded a fair few now, and it's just staying concentrated, staying switched on in those final minutes, not flooding players forward. No one marking him on the back post. I mean, I don't know where Halliday went. I've only seen it once, and that was the first time in person from a fair way away. But where were Halliday? You can't have, whether it were the fullback, the winger, the striker, the midfielder, no one can have that much space in the box in the last few minutes. You've got to be compact, you've got to be tight, you've got to be really hard to break down, you've got to be switched on. We were none of them things in those final minutes, all throughout the game, for about 85 minutes of the game, maybe 80, because those last few minutes they piled a bit of pressure on us, but most of that game, the majority, we were switched on, intensity levels were good, we were pressing, we were going into challenges. We were really off Duracell bunnies, batteries, sorry. We were fantastic. And then it all gets let down by, sloppy defending at the end again. That Swindon game, it's one of the only ones I can remember when we conceded 90 plus, but I've counted 4. That were a penalty. I mean, you just can't be making mistakes in the final few minutes, and it's poor. In terms of individual performances, I don't think there were any. I think as a team we're really good. I would have given everyone a 7, but obviously with conceding so late and drawing you can't. So yeah, let me know your player ratings in the comments down below. They'll also be on the community tab, with 6 being the average score. Can't put all the ratings on, so it'll just have to be the average sort of scores. So staying with the game, where does that leave us in the table? I mean, it's not looking the best. There's still a load of time in the season to go. We're now 9th, but we are joint 7th, so basically we're still in the playoffs. But because we can't score goals, we're not. We've got 32, and that's the least in the top 10. Sutton have scored a few less, and Wimbledon have. So I mean, it's really tight. Top 15. Doncaster on 37 and 7th on 42. There's 5 points between 7th and 15th, and you can go higher, but it's Carlisle where we want to be looking at. The loss today, they're on 51 points. We've got to be chasing them down. We have 2 games in hand on them, which would take us to 48 points, and then we've got to play them. That can't be a game in hand on them, can it? So we could go level if results go our way, if we win our games in hand, and obviously them. But it's 2 ifs, buts and maybes. This should have been a win. You can't you're not going to go anywhere conceding in the 91st minute. It's just poor. It's just poor to be conceding that late, and it takes away from the whole performance really. Just shocking. It takes Mansfield 6th with 43 points. Again, that there are playoff rivals, and we've drawn to them when we could have been taking 3 points off them. They were poor. I thought 60th minute plus they livened up a bit and created a fair few more chances, but throughout that game we were the better team. In the first half we were really good. We were really working our way in behind their defence, and some nice intricate passes round their defence. Walker had a really good chance. Isa had a really good chance 1-on-1. We had quite a few. Bowler were really good down that left flank. We were just combining really well and playing it well as a team. Then Gilead and Clayton, they were defending well by cutting the passes out. And then second half we sort of fell away. We weren't creating as many chances. We were still creating chances, but not as many. It was like Hughes put the handbrake on when we should have been going for the second. And how many times this season we've drawn 1-1, or we've drawn because we aren't killing teams off, we aren't going for that second. And then not to defend how we did throughout the game in the last few minutes it's just poor. And are you going to go anywhere playing like that and defending like that and then conceding so late? You're not. You've got to stay concentrated for 90 minutes, and we did. It was just the 91st we didn't. So Andy Cook scores again, which is good for him. Like I say, as Hughes got a reaction out of him, he'll probably come out and say that he'll probably take all the credit for it. But I suppose he did. It showed a lot of energy, running up and down the pitch. For his goal, when he scored it, ran the length of the pitch. He's a very, very passionate footballer, and you can see it. He puts 100% into every game, wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's a brilliant player to watch. And it's good that we've got him. He's the 13th. No, it's his 14th league goal of the season now, 17 in all competitions. He's one of the top goal scorers, and defences should be scared of him, and he can just score from anything. To bench him and not play him for so long, was it 8 games he benched him for, or 5 or 8 games? It's you can't be doing that with your top goal scorer. And did Hughes be proved right, or did Cook prove him wrong? Let me know what your thoughts on that. But Oliver didn't come on. Smallwood wasn't in the matchday squad, so I'm guessing he was injured. I can't see him dropping him. Ryan East came in and were good standing. I think that's all he'll be. I can't see him keeping his shirt really if Smallwood's back for Stevenage. And that takes me on to the next few games. Our next 5 games are scary. You thought that were tough. We played Wimbledon, Stockport, then Mansfield. Them 3 are tough enough. Then we've got Stevenage, Tranmere, Barrow, Doncaster, Gillingham. Now, by that Gillingham's last, by the time we play Gillingham, they could be, God knows where they could be. They're in the relegation zone now. They could be 15th by the time we played them. They're 4 unbeaten. 3 wins and a draw, is it? They're on really good form, and they're grinding out results, and they're scoring a fair few more goals than they were before. Stevenage is tough next weekend, but 3 draws in a row against 3 teams in and around us. Could say, well, at least we didn't lose them. You can take positive out of every one. Wimbledon, 10 men, they were on a good run. Stockport, they were the most informed team in the league at that point. And Mansfield, well, we were the better team and put a load of effort in, and every performance were really good. But it don't mean all. You don't get anywhere with draws, and they're pretty useless apart from the fact if you go and beat Stevenage, you've got to be beating the teams around you if you want to go up and prove a threat to them. We've got some easier games coming up against teams in the bottom half after we've got this tough one. And we've got to take the most of it, If you offer me a point before the game, it's how we've got the point. You can't, like I say, and I'll stop talking about it now, you can't concede in the 91st minute and then expect to go up. Our home form's abysmal. I don't want to talk about it. It's that bad. We're probably like 16th, 15th. It's terrible. I think we've got 20 points from home games all season, and you're not going to challenge if you can't win your home games. If you can't, if you can't see out them games, how can you expect to go up? It's just poor concentration from the players. But on to the player ratings. I can't judge it off them last few minutes when we didn't defend well. Really, I thought Lewis as a 7. I thought he made some really good saves. I mean, it reminds me then of the chance the Naylor had where Bowler cleared it off the line. Lewis came flying out for it, missed the ball, somehow scrambled over him, and Bowler, I'm sure it was Bowler who cleared it off the line with an acrobatic overhead kick, I think it was. But we didn't defend well when you think about it throughout the game. They had loads of chances that they shouldn't have created chances from. But Lewis made some good saves. He would have been at fault for a goal if it went in, but he's a steady keeper, and he's definitely getting a 7. Halliday gets a 6. He was at fault for the last goal. I didn't see it. I'm only seeing it from the one time I've seen all these stuff. So I'll probably watch it back on the highlights. I might say, well, Halliday wasn't really at fault, but it's his position. He should have been putting some pressure on him, and he shouldn't have that much space in Halliday's area of marking the penalty box. Completely free, easy chance, easy goal, and it's poor defending from Halliday. Throughout the game, he gets forward, he gets back. He's a bit vulnerable at the times by Platt not really covering for him a lot. But Platt had a steady game. I'd give him a 6. It's hard to give the defence so much praise when they did defend well, but then to switch off and it were Platt and Halliday's side. Again, I don't know what Platt were doing in the box. I can't say. But again, it's their side. They've got to be dealing with that. So I thought he had an okay game. You know, he didn't light the world alight, and we didn't get a clean sheet, and we defended poor in those last few moments, and we gave them too many chances, too many easy chances as well. They had too many openings where they could have scored from, because they could have just found a shot off and it could have flew in, because we're not getting out to them quick enough, we're not tight enough to them. But someone who was doing that was Critchley. He gets a 7, because I think throughout the game he were getting tight to them, he were pressing them, he were getting onto them, making some really good tackles. Most of them weren't even last ditch. You know, he just used his pace, cut across them, and it is fantastic. It's a shame he's on loan again, but we've got to get the most out of him this season. He gets a 7. I thought he was brilliant today, and a contender for man of match. Left back, ball 6. Better, much better than Tuesday, 10 days ago. That performance was probably the worst I've seen of a Bradford City player. But I didn't want to judge him because he hadn't played a lot of games. He was probably rusty, not a lot of training sessions. Whereas now he's had 10 days, more training with the team. He looked a lot better for it. Going forward, I thought he looked good. He can't take a throw-in. I don't know what he thinks a throw-in is. It's like that. I mean, you know, just throw it like that and get some accuracy on it. I don't know what Talaj is thinking with his throw-ins, but he has to improve on that. Defensively, he's vulnerable. Teams are targeting him a bit. Critchlow covered him for a lot. I think the difference with Halliday is he don't get covered a lot by Platt. He's steady as Platt, but he don't cover him a lot. Whereas Critchlow with Bowler, he's a bit out of position. He goes out that side and he covers for him really well. So yeah, I give him a 6. He was better than last week. He wants a 7. Because he did make a few mistakes, but again, I thought that first half he was fantastic down that side, but when we had to defend more in the second half, he looked vulnerable. Into the midfield, Clayton gets a 7. I thought he had a really good game and a contender for man of match. I thought he was cutting out play, going into tackles, winning free kicks with his experience and his leadership. Looked quite vocal. Controls the ball very, very well. And he's just everything you want of a defensive midfielder, really. Snaps into challenges. It is fantastic, and he's looking like a good signing. But keep him fit. He went down a few times, and I thought, oh, we don't want him to be injured. So if we can keep him fit, I'm sure he'll be a good signing. And 2 7s is looking very good. Let me know your player ratings in the comments down below and on the community post as well. If you want to vote for your ratings, it gets a general consensus of what the fans are thinking. 6 is the average. Gilead gets an 8. Man of match. I think he were fantastic. There were a chance in that first half. I can't remember 3 shot. No, he played a fantastic pass in behind Teresa, and he should have scored it. Like a cutting pass through the defence, driving with the ball really well, creating chances. Played it very simple passes. Apart from that one, which were a brilliant one. You know, going past players, doing little skills as well, little skill moves, but more importantly, doing the dirty work, getting back, cutting play out, going into tackles. That would a complete midfield performance. He should have had an assist with Easers. I think he had a chance himself where he could have scored from. Really good performance from Gilead, and what I like about him most is a month ago he was terrible against Carlisle, playing with Smallwood in a midfield 2. Everyone knew he wasn't good enough to play that role with Smallwood as a defensive midfielder. We changed to a diamond, and he looks so much better. He has a bit of freedom to go forward, drives with the ball well, and I think his game's been simplified, and he's got a bit of a free role. He can just go where he wants in the pitch. And he's got Clayton behind him, so he doesn't have to help out defensively as much, but he does it in an attacking role where he cuts the play out in the final third, which means we can count them a lot quicker as well, so we're better in transitions for it. Obviously, it's easy for them to break us down if they can break the press, but that first half was the best this season. It's just the second half that let us down, unfortunately, but an 8 from Gilead. Chapman, no, we played Walker, didn't we? Chapman came on and were pretty poor. He should have played a much quicker pass to Nevers, and he played it to Isa because he took too long. That would have stand out. That could have been, you know, a match winner to make it 2-0. I think it would have been. So we had big moments in the game. We didn't take our chances, and concentration at the end let us down, like I keep saying. I'm probably getting on your nerves from it. But Walker, I thought he had a good game, 7. I don't think he did much wrong. Could he have done more? Yeah, I think in the final third he could have created a bit more. I thought he had a solid game. Again, in the final third, pressing well, goes into challenges. Did create a few chances, could have done more. But a solid game from Walker. And we've got to take into account that I think that he was suspended, so that was his first game back. And he's had a really stop-start season. Played the first couple of games, got injured, came back in November, got flu or something, missed the Christmas period, came back for his first game against Wimbledon, got sent off. Hopefully now, this end of the season, we get to see the best of Walker, and he stays injury hit free as well. So hopefully we see more of him. Isa gets a 7. I thought he was really good. I think there were just bits of his play that he could improve on, especially in the second half. The more I think about it, the second half performance killed us. Like I say, Hughes put the handbrake on and we defended. We sat back and there were no attacking outlet, and Isa in the second half were poor because we were literally hit it up to Cook and up. It can go in behind Teresa with his pace. In the first half, it was a lot more passing. The options in for Isa to run in behind. They were holding the ball up well, spinning defenders, creating chances. He should have had a goal, but another bright performance. And when he plays as that striker, he looks bright. He holds the ball up well, and he scored a few playing up there. He scored against Salford, scored against Rochdale, or was it? It was one of the two. I think it was Rochdale. It was one of the Tuesday nights anyway. It was a very good performance from Isa, and we've just got too many options up there, really. Isa should be playing week in, week out up there. Ryan East, some would say he should be a starting midfielder. We've got too many options, I think, at times. Andy Cook gets a 7, comes back, scores, has a very good all-round performance, and man of match contender again, but it's gone to Gilead because I thought he did a load of dirty work. But Andy Cook was fantastic. And he showed his character to come back, get on with the job, and not really kick up a fuss. Scores on his game back, and like I say, his overall energy, his pressing, he was relentless today. And then Mansfield defenders will be dreaming of Cook and be thinking, but he's just kicking them in bed. He was fantastic. A really good performance from Andy Cook. And he gets a 7, so let me know your player ratings either in the comments down below or on the community post. A draw, it's not what we wanted. If you offered me before the game, I probably would have said yeah, to be honest, against a good team, well organised. But we shouldn't be getting a point out of that game because we conceded so late. To lose the concentration then is abysmal. The character of that squad has to be questioned after that. And then you can't be dropping valuable points after a poor second half. But we've got to learn from it. And against Stevenage, we beat them 3-0 in the reverse fixture. It's going to be a very big game again, and an interesting one. And we've got to look forward now to those next few games, and we've got to move on from it. We've got 3 points against 3 very good opposition, but points don't get you anywhere. We've got to pick up a few wins from this tough run, and come out of it playing, I think we've got Crewe, Grimsby, Hartlepool, those sort of teams next month that are must-wins. So get through these games. If we can get through them unbeaten, that's brilliant. And there's not too much panic stations. So there's definitely, we can make progress and take positives out of this game. But, like I said, to concede so late is poor, and it's a very Bradford City type of thing to do. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new. Have a good one.